All right, a good was Thursday afternoon. I'm Storm Teammate Meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth. Got the 2 p.m. advisory now on Hurricane Matthew. It just came in within the last 5 minutes, and here it is. Winds 140 miles per hour. Still a Category 4 hurricane. The movement is northwest at 14. It's now starting to roll out of the Bahamas, and it's getting closer and closer to the east coast of Florida. The pressure has come down to 939, still indicating that we've got a strong tropical cyclone, potentially strengthening tropical cyclone. So I wouldn't be surprised to potentially see that number, 140, potentially go up a bit just prior to landfall. And speaking of that, here's the latest track. As of just coming out here at 2 o'clock, it is expected to continue up towards the east coast of Florida and potentially making a landfall somewhere near the Space Coast if this forecast track holds. Now again, it could wobble a few miles to the west, a few miles to the east, and that will greatly dictate if we get a landfall out of this system. At the very least, major impacts on the east coast of Florida. And again, good news for our area, no direct impact across any of our Tampa Bay counties. But that is not to say that Tampa Bay will see some impact in the form of some intense winds and potentially some very heavy rain, especially in our inland locations. Beyond that, forecast models in agreement of actually potentially this little loop happening as it starts to roll back to the south. That's going to happen through the weekend and into early next week. So again, now the question, we could still have a tropical storm Matthew by early next week off the coast of Florida. We'll deal with that late next week. But right now we are still dealing with the first initial impacts over the next 24 to 48 hours. Tropical storm force winds in yellow, hurricane force winds in red. At the very least, as we go into late tonight and into early Friday, we're talking about tropical storm force winds, and these would be sustained winds impacting portions of Polk and Highlands County, and we could get some gusts up to tropical storm force for Hillsborough, Citrus County, all the way down to Manatee, Sarasota County. From there, this will roll up the coast. Daytona Beach, Jacksonville could be dealing with hurricane force winds, and then eventually this starts to affect portions of coastal Georgia, coastal South Carolina. Now, I do want to take you over to what's happening with our latest advisories. Unchanged from earlier today, we still got those tropical storm warnings in effect for interior portions of our area, Polk, also Hardy and Highlands County. Also now, tropical storm warnings in effect for all of Citrus, Hernando, and Pasco County, and tropical storm watches for Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Sarasota County. The reason why they were upgraded, we're going to get some onshore winds here late tomorrow, and with that wind coming off of the Gulf, it is expected to stay fairly strong, again, potentially around tropical storm force. And again, those will start to work their way inland here. So again, going to be a very breezy day. Here's Max Defender 8. We are already tracking the rain and this squally weather coming in onshore here. We're getting some showers across the central portions of Pasco County. Heaviest activity right now entering through Polk County. There's a large view. The center way down to the south, still in the northern Bahamas, but you can see we can see all the way up to the coast, all the way down to the south, and some pretty great fine detail here. Seeing these bands, this getting caught in the counterclockwise circulation around Matthew here. Zooming in, there's a look where we have some of the heavier rain now rolling into Highland City, and that is live lightning coming in as well here. So we're getting some lightning strikes. These are thunderstorms here rolling through Frostproof, heading towards Fort Meade and along I-4 as well. Haines City, Polk City, Auburndale, you'll be getting wet here. And Sebring, you may get some more showers as we go through time. And this is the other interesting thing that we can do with Max Defender 8. We can flip this down and actually show you a three-dimensional view of what these storms look like. And compared to what we had earlier today, we're getting some of these higher cloud tops now, sort of getting the heat of the day to play in with these thunderstorms, giving them making it a little bit more robust here. So that's what we're seeing. We're going to see these banding features continue to slide in from the east coast here, likely through the rest of this afternoon, and then the rain chances will likely start to really ramp up later on tonight here as Matthew gets closer and closer to the east coast. So bottom line with this, for our area, late tonight and into the first half of tomorrow, that's where we expect the main window of higher winds to be. We're thinking sustained tropical storm force for our interior locations. Closer to the west coast, to our coast, we could see some sustained winds right around 20 to 30, some occasional gusts approaching tropical storm force. We could get about an inch of rain for our coastal communities, but inland, upwards of several inches of rain, maybe up to 3-4 inches of rain, especially for interior Polk, Hardy County, and then gets a lot worse back towards the East Coast here. We've already got numerous evacuations on the East Coast of Florida. A lot of those folks rolling inland here to just get out of Matthew's path. So make sure you download our Storm Team 8 WeatherMax app. You'll get all the updates there, and make sure you have those push notifications turned on as well. We're going to send out constant updates. As we get new updates, we will be passing them along to you. And also tune in later today. The next newscast comes up at 4 o'clock with Julie Phillips and Chief Meteorologist Steve Jervey in at 5 as well. And we are going to have continuous coverage of Hurricane Matthew throughout the afternoon and well into the night as well. So we're going to leave it at that. We'll bring you the new update later on today.